I loaded in very confused about where we were. Hello, welcome back. Today we are back playing Genshin Impact and we are continuing with the Archon Quest. Last time that we did this quest, we had just started Act 5 and there was an earthquake while we were checking out of the Meripede Hotel, leaving jail. And it was not an underwater earthquake, but an above ground earthquake. So we went to go investigate. It turns out that the source of the earthquake was near Poisson. So we went to check on Navia and Poisson, and there was a lot of damage done. They lost a lot of lives, including Silver and Melus, to some primordial seawater that had come up out of the ground and then settled back down. The Arlecchino showed up. Apparently, the Fatui decided to help out Navia's people, which was very generous of them. And Arlecchino sent us on a little field trip to go check out some ruins with Navia, where we almost lost her to a collapsed bridge where she fell into the primordial water below. Fortunately, Nuvolette showed up in time to save her. We found some weird tablets that talked about the prophecy here, but they were kind of in an odd order, didn't make a whole lot of sense. So Nuvolette told us that he would go talk with Furina, and that is where we left off. Let's get to it.
You're here, finally. Is something wrong?
That sounds like something's
Monsieur
wrong.
Nuvolette and Lady Furina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute.
No, not a dispute.
Please go see for yourself.
Uh-oh.
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
You mean they're all...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again.
Come on, Furina, do something.
You must tell me everything you know. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that. But you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct. Which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing.
The prophecy?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something.
That was very interesting.
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information
Come on,
regarding
Furina,
the
you gotta have
previous Archon?
something, right, girly?
My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing?
I mean, a little bit,
I understand
but...
your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Furina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets.
Maybe her investigations are just turning up
following
nothing.
your
Maybe
inquiries.
she's really bad at investigating
You
things.
have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior
Yeah,
is
she's
very
definitely
inconsistent.
hiding something. She puts on such a front.
So you've been watching me all this time, have you?
And there it is. There's the front that we were talking about.
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eunuchs, but you're still my subordinate.
Oof.
You should be following my lead.
Don't talk to your father
Just
that
trust
way.
in me. You're Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine. That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
Yeah, same.
Did Furina not notice us standing by the door? I wonder what's up with her.
I like that they used slow-mo to
She was
highlight that she did
smiling.
not look at us. She was looking straight
She
ahead.
didn't seem in the mood to care if we were listening in or not.
She seems deeply troubled. Let's go talk to
I assume
Nuvolet.
you've been outside for a while now?
Oh, yes.
Oh, you noticed. Seems Furina didn't even realize we were here.
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again, a state of affairs that we cannot allow to continue. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding, so why did she keep refusing to engage?
Questions alone might not suffice. We need to make her understand how dire the situation actually is.
Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. The issue is her attitude. I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced to. We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but to speak.
Oh no. Furina on trial.
Like what?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when
Oh
standing trial.
no.
Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience just such a scenario.
I don't think she would like
Furina's
that.
seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions.
Yeah, she is.
How do we make sure that she won't just slip away at the first chance she gets?
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties, and then do what we can. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too precious, and so we must take a chance on this.
In that case, we'll need help.
But who will lend us the aid to do such a
Me and
thing?
Lumine right now, same wavelength.
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's presently devoid of people. That naturally makes it the best
Lynette,
choice.
so smart.
And here you
As
are
always.
drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what family should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
Oh, she's so precious.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone.
Oh, Navia's here too.
Perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Oh, wrong one.
Me? No, I don't think I can.
Then, how about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this
Oh
boat
my
to become
gosh,
as
can
somber
someone
as it
please
is in
say
court.
something? You guys are making this way more awkward.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful, the spotlight at last. I guess I'll be facilitating things from here.
She is
That
an
was a little
excellent
long-winded,
leader,
don't you
so.
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, our friend here, the Traveler, has brought us together to discuss something. As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh, how intriguing.
Well, it's
We've
just
got
an
his
expression,
attention.
Really. One that I just learned from Chlorand and used on the spot. So, let's invite her to explain in detail. A round of applause, please.
Yay, Clarence!
Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss.
Oh,
Do go on.
so cute.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I
No.
recall.
The boars always tackle me.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before. Does that count?
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society. A trap comprises of the following
Ooh,
components.
the spider web. I
a
love
trigger,
that.
and a
Great
containment
symbolism.
device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so you can count on our techniques.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed some magic for the bawling children.
They're
Yes,
so nice.
and I even managed to gather some intelligence.
Why are
in the
they Fatui?
meantime.
How are they
I'm
Fatui?
quite
They're
the
so
multitasker,
nice.
if I do say so myself.
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and such. When placed in the forest, they can attract others of their kind. I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
Too pure to trap things.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, Monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey.
My heart.
A more gentle trap would be ideal.
He is so sweet.
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why's that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
So, are we going hunting
He's so
together?
confused.
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on
Nahida
trial,
would be so proud right
then the
now.
hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, being whose seat is an exalted throne.
That's right.
Oh, so that's what's going on. Sounds very interesting.
Clarence's hunting metaphor was just that, a metaphor. You will not call this a hunt, because that is not what you should do at present, nor has the relationship between you and Furina reached such a dire stage. What you need is simply the secrets she is keeping. Attempting to take her secrets is an act of sacrilegious disrespect, but must be done to prevent Fontaine from sinking into the waters as foretold in the prophecy. There is neither hunter nor prey, but there must be a trap. That is what you will need. Oh, spooky. We're gonna try and trap a god.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? So much has been happening.
Those meetings sure did make me hungry.
Paimon didn't think the meetings would go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh?
Yeah.
Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremini does now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone else just looked a little surprised.
Do you feel more confident after the meetings, Paimon?
Well, it's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon sure will do great.
Aww.
After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you? Huh?
Something wrong?
Did you just pour some tea? Paimon didn't notice you doing that at all.
I did not.
Then what's that? Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything till now.
Who's that voice? But there's no one here.
Aw, have you forgotten
I was gonna
me
say, is this
already?
Alice?
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky in Sumeru.
The voice from the sky, I fear that description is wrong. Though, not completely wrong. You're feeling lost now, just as you
Maybe
were
it's
feeling
not.
previously.
I'm not sure anymore.
I sensed that confusion and thus came to you. Guiding people is an irresistible hobby of mine, after all.
She can definitely sense my confusion right now. Who are you and what do you want?
Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
Friend's disciple. So this is one of the friends of Mona's master. Ah, the enigmatic N of the Hexen Circle. Okay, so it's one of Alice's besties that's here with us right now. Will Fontaine's prophecy come
The
true?
prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled.
Oh
You
no.
witness such things as the history of the future.
What? Then is there any way we can stop it?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in
Oh.
Teyvat so easily be changed?
That's right. There it is again, fate. Can there really be no exceptions?
Ah, so you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods. Could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall?
I sure hope
Are
so.
the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
What is she talking about? It all sounds really impressive and important and stuff, but it also sounds kind of scary.
The tea in the teacup is just about gone as well.
I
Oh
believe
no,
that
don't
you
leave us yet.
understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but others you must reach out to change. Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Teyvat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
Okay.
This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality. Well, that'll be all for today.
Is this the clue you're leaving for us? Unexpected news leads to complicated feelings. When we wake up, someone seems to be outside.
What? I want to hear someone talking. Alright, coming!
You're getting more diligent, Paimon.
It's you who's getting lazy, okay?
Well, I see I've walked
Oh,
in on some
hello.
lively banter.
Luna, how have you been the past few days?
Just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. It turned out to be more interesting than I expected.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Not all Fontainians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations.
Okay.
I agreed, so we had a brief chat.
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
Why, yes! It was Charlotte. You remember her, right? That daredevil journalist. I'm in full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can
Love
people
it.
allow their lives to be commandeered by just a few words?
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible.
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old
Oh.
hag. I'll try again tonight. but
Weird.
I wouldn't get your hopes up.
Someone already came over. Interesting.
Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
I believe she came to pass a message to
She
us.
said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon.
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are
Aw,
lost.
that's
But
us.
I've never met her. Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great
Okay.
importance.
So this trap
Well,
really
it's not
needs
like
to
Paimon
work.
could understand anything she said.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be, though, so perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now.
Huh. Her words were meant to be a helpful hint, but when will we realize their value and meaning? Was that the best answer that my question could have gotten?
Traveler, Paimon, are you two all right?
Just lost in
we're
thought.
fine. We're just a little down right now. It kind of feels like the end is coming, you know?
So have a safe trip back to Mondstadt.
I feel that same sense of desperation, too. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as I have seen, it cannot be swayed. But even so, I still hope for and believe in miracles. Astrology is eternal and rational, but fate may not be. It is cruel, but it can also be beautiful. Perhaps that's what N was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet set in stone. Oh, go! I need to get going.
Don't worry about it, Mona, and thank you.
It was worth trying to comfort you, even if only a little. I believe that you'll help those who are struggling in the same way I did. I suppose that might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
Paimon feels
Interesting
kinda moved
insight.
by what Mona said, but also kinda sad too.
Yeah,
Hey,
I know what you
Traveler,
mean, Paimon.
Paimon suddenly feels like going outside for a walk. Let's go.
Yeah, good idea. Go get some
Let's
fresh
walk around
air.
the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
Oh, is that a golden donut I
names are
see?
written in this newspaper. What's going on?
Are we famous?
Look,
Again?
Paimon, see. The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy. But that does not mean that others cannot interact with it. My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh. Guess Charlotte still hasn't given up on that.
Oof.
Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report. A blonde adventurer with their white fairy, legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater fortress.
Great.
So while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tales of the traveler contain surprises in spades. Journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail, World Walker. Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us and we never even noticed her. She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead?
Seems to be the case.
Seriously? Well, fine. Those headlines and photos do look cool, so Paimon will forgive her this time. We're here! Paimon's hungry. Should we go in and get something to eat?
Well, that sounds good.
Hey, quick! Look! That's the limited edition only 60 slices a day cake!
Hasn't sold out already yet?
So delicious the last time we tried it! Despite the tense situation we were in, let's give it another go. Paimon's sure it'll be great!
We can't let anyone get ahead of us.
One slice of cake, please.
Oh no!
Someone showed up after all! Oh, wait, you're the one from the
Oh, yeah.
Colonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
What is that supposed to mean?
Wait, did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Okay, this
come
Melusine,
here
we're on the
often?
same page.
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
I love that so much.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore? What would you think?
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but
Oh. Oh,
maybe-
Paimon. Why did you have to go
That's
make this so
right.
sad?
You know, like in the prophecy.
I do
Oh,
wonder,
the prophecy.
did the
To be
Melusines
honest, I haven't paid much
dissolve in
attention to
primordial
that.
seawater?
No, still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't
I
keep
don't
me
know
from
if they've
having
ever
some
said
today.
anything about that.
No, it's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
Fair. Great point.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
Oh, you know Sijuin?
That was
sure
so
do.
nice.
She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans. She said
Great
that
move right
humans
there.
are creatures that are saddened easily.
Yes.
And you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food. So please
can't.
try the cake
I
here.
love the Melusines. They
I've
are
got something
so
else to do, so I'll be
cute.
going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right? Bye.
And there she goes.
And Paimon hopes to see you later.
All right, let's
Question
begin.
mark?
Paimon's sure this cake will be delicious. It's more delicious than last time, and the flavor gets
Aw.
even better with a sip of tea. It sure would be nice if we could come again tomorrow. Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
Yeah.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote about
It was fabulous.
You've got some nerve. You just used like Mora.
Can we negotiate a profit split?
You needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that.
Oh.
It appears you didn't receive it, though. It's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you.
Oh.
I've even set the table with some food.
Really?
That was so nice.
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know. Can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legendary traveler and Paimon?
Huh? So your article in the paper today doesn't count?
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography.
Seriously want to interview me?
Yeah. Are we even qualified enough?
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then
We're
you're
like
worth it.
kind of world famous
not
at
right
this
now,
point,
of
and
course.
Paimon's like, are
Only
you
a few days to
sure
prepare.
about that?
Oh. In that case, we'll just chat when you have the time then?
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue,
wow.
some props, and
Oh my.
so much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Wait, Charlotte. Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that?
If, just for example,
Paimon,
Fontaine were
why
to
you
be
gotta break down the
flooded
mood like
tomorrow,
that?
what would you do today?
Huh. That's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily.
Aw.
From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal rather than worry over such an end. So in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always believed that it's best to do what you enjoy. Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive interview with a truly unique person, then the story I would wind up writing would truly be timeless. And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the various nations as soon as possible.
This is so cute.
I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic, but I do love my job. And I'd be proud of leaving such an article behind. And on that note, I'll get back to my preparations.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Paimon actually kinda envies her. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we?
Yeah.
The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh? Paimon's been thinking.
What's up,
If
Paimon?
it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do?
Oh,
no,
that's
Paimon should ask,
sad.
if you could choose, what would you like to do?
If I could choose, huh? Just like Charlotte said, suddenly trying to consider what to do is
We've always
pointless.
been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. We didn't have to either, with us always being on the road and whatnot.
Till the moment comes, I think I'll keep journeying on,
Still traveling?
cherishing every single moment that I have to look upon this world.
Wait, isn't that what we've always been doing?
Banter goes back and forth between the two of you as time slips by. As night falls, you return to your accommodations and end this busy day. The next few days are just as calm. Charlotte comes to find you and conducts the interview in the Spina di Rosula safe house in Sandra. Navia, having finished her business in Poisson, even drops by to take a photo with the two of you. All goes well.